Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eileen and I'm a reborn artist. And if you saw parts 1 and 2 of Tia reborning start to finish, you saw me doing modeling, skin tone, veining. I did, after I turned the video off for part 2, I did add 2 more layers of modeling and skin tone. The purplish reddish, or the reddish purple, and then just the skin tone I was using all through part 2. So what I'm going to do today, or right now actually, is I'm going to do some blue undertones, and for that I mixed some blue paint, and I have a brush. Actually, I'm going to use my brush that I use for the blue. And I'm going to just take and I'm going to put some blue paint here. You want it very, very opaque, very see-through. And I'm just going to take and smear that paint around. You want it like over bony, bony areas like the elbow, wrists, heels, sides of the legs, and down where veins might run. But remember, blend, blend, blend. Okay. And I work on what I feel like working on at the time. Like if one thing doesn't really interest me, then I'll pick something else. But, you know, basically this is how I work. So we're doing the blue undertones. And a little bit under here. And I may actually even, you know, do another layer. I don't like to put, as you know, I don't like to put too dark of a layer on and then be sorry that I made it so dark. So, so we're going to go ahead and put the blue. You can always do more. And I washed my hands real good to make sure that I'm not leaving any oils on the doll's vinyl. I try not to touch it with my hands too much. But you do get better control, and I don't like wearing gloves. So you may not notice much of a difference right now, but I will be adding a second layer of the blue on. So I'm going to put the arm over here to dry. I'm going to show you a leg and the head, and then I'm going to stop the video and complete the rest of it. And it doesn't have to be exact because I'm spreading it out and I'm blending it really well. Because this is just very, like I said, it's very opaque, it's very see-through. And by adding all these thin layers, you know, multiple layers, we are building depth. And that's what you want. You want to build depth and make it look like there's skin coating over the veins and the modeling. Okay, so then I'm going to put some in the bottom of the foot and the sides. And I do use the sponge also. And between the toes and the foot, there's little areas there. And okay, and we're going to put the leg over here, and I'm going to show you the head. I put some in the ear. And behind the ear. And then down to the neck. And the same on the other side. And behind the ear. And I put some around the temple area. Had a little hair there. A little bit over the forehead. And across the bridge of the nose and the eyes. And then around the nose, and around the upper lip. And what did I do with, here's my brush. Okay. And again, I'm going to blend. I don't really do, I do the head, but I don't really, if I was making a bald baby, I would, you know, put some blue around the top of the head and around here. But I root all my dolls. I like rooting. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Okay. And I'm going to finish the other arm and the other leg and then bake this little dolly, and I will be back. I'll see you then. So before I put her in the oven, I just wanted to give you a little reminder that once the doll dries and you're getting ready to put her into the oven, You just want to go over, make sure that there's no like blue streaks or blue paint that's left. And if there is, then you just want to make sure that you are taking a brush and blending it, because you don't want any blue marks on the doll. And I was just checking it and I noticed she had some blue right here, and I had already fixed it, but I wanted to just give you a reminder to make sure you're checking your dolls before you put her into the oven. Alrighty. Hi everybody and welcome back. So little Miss Tia is all finished baking and cooling off, and I'm just going to put a little more detail on her ears and her face and arms and legs as far as red color goes. So I'm going to again just go ahead and make sure that we're blending well. And just want to put some in here. And we're going to put some in this ear. This is not the fine detail, so I'm still just kind of getting some color into her face and ears and just still blending. And redness in the folds. And blend. And we're going to do some in her nostrils. Here, a little bit on her lips. But like I said, we're going to do more fine detailing and painting in a little bit. But this is just to kind of get some color. And under her lips and blend. And blend. Sometimes at this point, if my original modeling was kind of light, then I might do a little more modeling. But right now I'm just adding color. I don't know what, oh, here's my brush. But I'm just kind of adding color and blending. And blending. And right now, I don't know if you hear the oven. I have another doll in the oven right now. Oh, there it is. And we're blending. Okay, so she's starting to come to life. And I'm just going to show you one of the legs, and it's basically the same thing to the hands and arms and the other leg. So usually do like the tips. And like I said, this is not the fine detailing, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But you also don't want to be messy, so. And I'll just say again, every artist has a different way of painting, so you might want to watch, a couple other artists, their tutorials, and find your own little niche if you're becoming a reborn artist, because I don't really think there's a right way or a wrong way. It's just to each person likes something different. So, and each collector likes something different. Not every collector may like my dolls, but I might have to start doing a little something different sometimes, but I just kind of like to just paint what I feel, when I don't usually do the little milk bumps and things like that. And a lot of collectors out there, they like that because it's realistic. So and we're going to blend. I hope I'm not going out of the picture here. So. Okay. And blend, 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 blend. Alrighty. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and I'm going to do the other leg and the two arms, and then I'm going to bake her, and then I'll be back and I'll probably do another coat of, or another, not another coat, but some more of the blue undertones and maybe some purples, and show you them. So, and then we'll get into the more fine detailing and probably another skin tone or two. So I hope you can see that, and I'll catch you on the next round. Little Tia is all baked and cooled off, and I'm going to start with some detailing, and I'm going to start with some of her lip color. So I just dip my brush in a little bit of thinner, and I come down and I'm using pink lips right now. And make sure you can see this. And yeah, I don't think I wetted enough the first time. So the first time I put paint on the lips, I don't usually paint this middle part here, simply because a lot of times that is a lot lighter than the actual lips themselves. I'm trying to get an angle. I'm not used to painting at this angle. I want to be able to see the lips, but I want you to be able to see them too. You can also take and put some in the lid like this. And this is only the first layer. I do several layers of the lips also. I just usually do a lighter color to begin with, and then I add some depth to it with some darker colors and make it a little bit more. And eventually, let me just take a peek. I really can't see that good at this angle. Yeah. Let me go wipe some of this off. Okay. And put a little bit of color here. Dab it off a little bit. I can always add more color. And just a little bit around the nose crease here. You can bring it out a little bit over top of the nose. Right now I'm doing it all using the same color, but typically I will go back and use some different colors. I'm actually going to take a little bit of the purplish, reddish purple. And go in the eyes here just to give it a little depth. And I'm going to put a little bit in the mouth. A darker color in between the lips gives the lips a little more depth. And just blend. Okay. Actually, let me blend this a little more with some. And then in this little divot there, this little crease. And then I'm going to, I have a color, it's the original Genesis Heat Set Paints, and it's called Eyelid Purple Tint. And I just usually put some of that on the eyelid. And put some on this one. I use the same brush a lot. I just rinse it off or blot it off. I don't worry too much about mixing my colors because we're blending all the colors anyway. But you kind of want to give a little bit of a purplish hue. Purples and blues, and you can even do yellow around the lips here. I like the purples and the blues just to kind of give it some of that, you know, baby color, that baby circulation. So. Alrighty. And a little bit of purple in the ears. And I still have some more blue undertones I want to do, but this is just So I think that's good on her face. And I'm going to do her arms and legs. I'm not going to show you all them, but basically you want to do the purples here and one here and between the toes, around the knee. I do a little shading on the sides. Basically it just kind of looks, you know, like this. So and then around the ankles. And same thing around the wrists and the palm of the hands. And so, but I'm not going to show you all of it because the film gets kind of lengthy and it's really hard for me to export into my email and everything. So oh, I hope I wasn't out of the view. And I'm just blending. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to complete the other leg and the arms. And I'll see you when I'm all finished painting and baking and letting her cool. Thanks for watching. It is Sunday morning, and what I decided I'm going to do is try and make the videos a little shorter because they're getting awfully long. So I'm going to go ahead and do some broad or generalized shading with my opaque paint here. And I'm going to do the other arm and both legs and then the face. And I'm not going to videotape them. I'm just going to get a little bit more color here. And then I'm going to start I guess that's part 4. So join me for part 4. I hope to see you then, and hit subscribe and like. And until next time, happy reborning.